What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. If you haven't been to the site, you should be on the site. We had another hot week, both DFS wise and betting wise. Last night, yesterday, in my betting article alone, not only did I give out tons of first quarter hits, props, and everything like that, but I hit so much yesterday. And then the other guys giving out parlays, of course, subs only Discord. That's why you have to use code word doc, get a percentage off, and join the team. The office is always open. And that's why we bring the pain for the hard hits review. Ooh, yeah. NFL Week 16 playoffs. Yeah. Playoffs. Playoffs. Yes, playoffs. It was the first round of playoffs in mostly all of my fantasy leagues because a lot of my fantasy leagues are pretty smart. They don't like that last week. People get pulled. There's no strategy when your starter gets pulled. I am not drafting in June, July, or August for the last week of the NFL season when my season is over in 17 in 99.9% of my leagues. All of them. But one, the staff league, does the championship game 2 rounds, which includes the 18th week, which really worked out bad for me when we did it a few years ago and Lamar Jackson was benched. I didn't have Huntley, and I had to go 2 weeks with some bad quarterbacking. Ended up losing to Cam. Cam did it all. So, oh yeah. But now, man, we got a big. We got Tano practically ran it all year. He's got one. He's going against the Eater of the Worlds. So that should be a really good matchup in the Dr. Roto Staff League, Fantasy Football League. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to start it off. So, because last week I brought up everybody that was going into the playoffs. Boom. Well, the game that I was scared about the most was me and my boy Keith. Yeah, and it was crazy. He scored 194 points last week, and then he scored another 194 this week. I mean, this guy's got Mixon, Hurts, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Adams, Kittle. I mean, he's got a stacked team. But what was the biggest part for me was Josh Allen's 46 points, which outdid Jalen Hurts 34. We went to last night. He had the Vikings defense, and I had Drake London, and also I had TJ Hawkinson. But those guys were carrying a goose egg for a while until Drake London caught that big touchdown pass, the first catch, actually 30-yard touchdown pass. And then right before the half, the Vikings just used up too much Hawkinson. Now it's a tight end double a premium league, so therefore I get the double yards and the double catch for that because it's a half point reception league, but tight ends get full point and of course 10 yards counts as 20 yards as a normal person. So I ended up playing 215 to 194. The closest person was a guy I'm going to be playing, well, next week, and he scored 174. After that, it was 144 to like 110, 90. I don't even know what the dude. But the division leader did not show up at all. Second place, outsee. I wanted to be second place. So I got me a nice little easy way into the championship game. But I still can get that way. Yeah. So let's move along. Bam. This team right here was under 500 for a very long time. Fought to get 8-6, beat a 9-5 team, and I did 259 to 201. There was just some big games. I mean, Devontae Adams in that league had 55 points. So you can see that sometimes when you get the 300 yards bonus and all the other stuff. In this league, it's also a full point reception. So, I mean, we were just going off in that. But what really killed him was Winston. And when Winston was out of there with just all the interceptions, just having a bad game, he only got him a point. So that for me gave me that huge lead. It was supposed to be predicted. I think I had the win. They predicted, but I don't really care about those predictions. I never care about what they're going to say. I only care about what I feel is the best play. And of course, when I run my models and I look at the players and I look at the matchups, those players are going to be in no matter what. If I win or lose, at least I know the process and I took the time to do the process to help make that goal a little more one-sided towards my way. And anyway, that's just what we all do. And that's what we teach at Dr. Roto. We want all of you to win because a lot of our subs are winning right now. Yeah. Woo! All right, let's move along. So in my and so moving over to my Yahoo leagues, I have a team coming off of a bye, so they're all ready to go. Actually, we dusted a fool. So I've got Lamar Jackson. He's got Bo Nix, got AJ Brown. He's got Jefferson. I mean, he's out. Waddle went down for him. I easily won 146 to 106. I mean, that was a hard team to beat. Kyron Williams, Jacobs is on that team. So now that team is out of the playoffs. They got to deal with my team now. I might not. I got some problems with Kamara, but I still have Jonathan Taylor. I mean, dude, dude. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute, right? Because we gotta hit you up, bro. All right, so moving along, I have another team coming off a bye, and that is my 12-2 team, and I'm going to be facing my buddy Steve, who has really gotten good at fantasy football. He got his team in the playoffs, and he won in the first round. What's crazy too is my wife was one of the better teams in the league. She ended up losing. She just didn't have a couple. She had a great game, and she's out now. So now it's the final four for most leagues. So this should be an easy win for me. This is the Buffalo Bills stack I talked about last week. This is where I got Allen Hopkins, Williams, Hawkinson, Bijan, Kamara, Cook, Bates. It's an IDP league, so I got two linebackers, and then I of course flex my defense. But for the most part, I've had Bills, and in this league, I have the Rams as well too. So that being said, that's kind of the idea that we got going on, right? So let's move along to the next league. I don't want to go too far into depth, but this is my McDonald's league. I'm coming off a bye, 13-1 team. I'm playing one of the better teams, the team that has Lamar Jackson, AJ Brown, Justin Jefferson. He's got Ferguson, Stevenson, and Rashad White, and Mike Evans. I don't think they're all going to have really great games this week. I mean, Jackson. Oh, we already watched what Pittsburgh and the Ravens do. They like those low scoring games. Sometimes they break out, but it's not going to be 5 touchdowns breakout. That would be amazing. Right now, TJ Watt his status is up in the air, and we will get to that. I mean, right now they're saying it's just a low, mild ankle sprain, so he should be able to wrap it up and play. I don't know if he misses. I don't think you miss. This is a big game. Got to at least have him out there. And he's on my IDP. He's on my team that I just beat my boy Keith with in that league. He's my IDP player. I have no pickups. I've somehow used them all and didn't watch my limit. I was just, whatever. And we shouldn't have limits anyway. Whatever. It's an auction. An auction, you should be able to always buy players, and you just run out of money. Whatever. So hopefully I get TJ Watt to play a game for me because I need him. I gotta get to the bowl game. I gotta get my belt back after I gave it up. Oh yeah, right? Because that's what we do. So this league, I had the Patrick Mahomes kind of scare. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Neighbors. I have Garendo right now, Jonnu Smith, Charbonnet, and Brandon Aubrey. That was the team that actually won the final week and just blew up. I actually have Mixon and Derrick Henry on my bench, and I've got me some. My team is stacked. So that being said, that team, I'm never gonna say fantasy football does happen. I can lose this game, but right now I'm gonna say that I have a slight advantage. His running backs are really bad. I mean, his receivers are really good, but I have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, that's not even bad at all. I have DK on the bench too, but I haven't been playing him. I've been playing neighbors a little more. And so, that's that team. Let's move over to my sleeper leagues. All right. So I had a team, and this team right here is in the Get Right Fantasy. So you can go check them out, Get Right Fantasy on YouTube. Rost is a really cool dude. There's a few other guys, Frank, and just really good crew. We were in this. We're fun. This, of course, they did a guillotine league. Couple of the people from that league were in this league. So it was just, and this was their listener league. They invited me into that. So I do want to extend my thank you to Rasta from Get Right Fantasy. Now, actually, Rasta is going to have to put up with me. And it's me and him. It's me and him. And I'm coming off a bye. His team's got like Rodgers, Harris, Kamara, Lamb, Austin, AJ Brown, Bowers. I mean, it doesn't sound good, but then you get to the bench, and that you see that I got Terry McLaurin on the bench. I got so many players on this team right here. This is the second ranked overall team in the league. So we'll see if I can finish out. It's going to be a battle. Rasta ain't no joke. He's just like me in this industry. He's a baller. And when you get two ballers in the ring, anything can happen. It's like a UFC fight. This guy's the build up. Good luck, Rasta. Yeah, but I want to win. Right. So moving along to my other leagues as well, too. So I have on my other sleeper app, that's where the Scott Fishbowl League is. By the way, I want to say congratulations to Lou from Dr. Roto. He has taken over the first place in the Scott Fishbowl. So right now, if he can just hold on, Lou, you got this. You will be the Scott Fishbowl champion of the world. And that'll be awesome, man. And I can't say it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Again, I was bouncing the first round. But in my Dynasty IDP league, I was getting whooped all year long. Injury after injury. Bad luck after bad luck. Last second beatdown. Gonna win by 20, lose by 30. What happened? I snuck myself in the playoffs at 6-8. I beat the number 2 team. I beat them. And now I'm moving on. And I gotta say, Carl, that was a heck of a matchup. I won 286-280. And we had players both. I had Jones going and Bijan Robinson. And I can't remember who he had going, but he had people going. Like Drake London, I think. It was just a ball out moment. So I ended up getting him. I'm moving on in that league. So this week I'm gonna have to put up. I'm gonna have to put up with Burrow, and I got Taylor against me, Brian Thomas, Metcalf, Shakir, McBride, Cooper. I'm not scared of this team, but somehow this team right here, is the next team up and just came off of scoring 317 points. That is insane. But this brings me up to a point. So you see all this, it looks good. I want to pat myself on the back. All my teams right now are into the second round of the playoffs. So woo! Team Heat override, bringing the pain. As my boy Robert from karate would say, bringing the pain. That's what we do, right? So that being said, I want to flip to the Monday Night Football game real quick. Vikings win pretty easily, 30-12 over the Bears. And Falcons win 15-9 over the Raiders. Okay, look, Caleb Williams, there's just something wrong with him. We're going through the game, and they're actually starting to diagnose it during the game. They're like, look, he's looking right at a wide opening guy, and he turns off of him, goes past him, and starts running around. And then that one run in the fourth quarter where he's running around and did that little weird skip. He did skip. He was like, skip, I'm going to skip. Bro, you skip like that in the NFL, you get plastered. You get plastered. You don't skip. You skipped, bro. And you're a quarterback. You're a rookie quarterback who hasn't really looked good recently. I really thought you could really do well in this game, but it was like the Bears just lacked something. They come out right at the beginning and they're all like, let's run the ball. Then they get to the goal line and go for it with Swift, who's not a big back at all. He's literally trying to push his back in the end zone. Yeah, that didn't work well for you, bro. So when you're sitting here this bad, you got your quarterback playing bad. He's overthrowing balls. Okay, so there was this one screen pass right at the beginning of the game. He did it to DJ Moore, right? He threw the ball to DJ Moore. And DJ Moore had to stretch out. So the people that are watching this on the video, they can see me, had to stretch out over the defense, over his blockers in the defense to catch the ball to land. And when he landed, he was in front of his blockers. You can't even throw a screen on target, bro. Your mechanics are bad. I don't care what anybody does in college. Anybody goes, hey, he was a baller in college. Yeah, that's awesome. So was Doug Flutie, right? So was Gino Torretta, right? So was so many other, Charlie Ward. There is so many other players that have balled in college and have done zilch in the NFL. This guy right here is setting up for disaster. And he's got a great team around him. Caleb Williams needs to he needs to get, they need to grab Caleb Williams, run him out into the middle of the fields of Kansas, put a tire up in front of him, walk his ass 25 feet back, and see if he can hit that tire. Because he has a very bad accuracy problem. And I don't care what anybody has to say about his college scouting or what he did in college, as I just previously stated, because what I saw yesterday could have got DJ Moore smashed and killed and end up on a stretcher. Yet, boys reaching over to grab a ball that should be on his numbers so he got his blockers in front of him. Wake up, Caleb Williams. Yo, you're a rookie. But for the people that love him and for the Bears fans, I feel real bad for you going forward, man, because I didn't like what I saw. And I haven't liked what I saw all season. He's just been shaky. He's been great. He's been shaky. And he's a rookie. But being a rookie does not mean you're not accurate. When Peyton Manning came into the league, he got outplayed in year one by Ryan Leaf. And Ryan Leaf imploded, and Peyton Manning became the Peyton Manning that we know. Why? Arm strength, speed, accuracy. Not speed in his feet, though. Don't get that speed wrong. You know, the release. Like, he knew how to throw the ball. The ball was always on. Tom Brady is amazing at what he did because he was accurate. Regardless of what your views of Tom Brady are, he was accurate. And that is what it takes in the NFL. And it doesn't take place like what Jonathan Taylor did. Like, and everybody's like crying about it. Like, why do we keep seeing these guys do it? Yeah, why do you? Run that bad boy into the back of the end zone. This whole dropping the ball before you go over the end zone stuff, that just makes you look like you're dropping the game, like you Pete Rose in something or something, bro. Like, you can't be doing that. Score your damn touchdown. Somebody has a dang future prop on your touchdown, and you're sitting here rubbing hams, man. Like, get out of here, dude. Get that pigskin and get it across the line. And then I don't care what you do it. Punt it, throw it, keep it, sit on it, fart. I don't care. But do not drop the ball going into the end zone uncontested. You get the idiot of the week. Oh, yeah. That was a stupid move, dude. And you really, really, really edged out Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams just looked bad in that game. However, let's move along because this whole episode is, of course, about my IDP hard hits and cool picks article that just released today. I'm going to be picking one of my players out of that article, and that player is linebacker Kaden Elliss. Yes, I'm not going for the deep dives anymore. Just like last year, I am going for the people that you can find that may be on your waiver wires that can perform and has been performing. Kaden Elliss has been performing all year long, but he has been on a tear these last 8 games, man. In the last 8 games, only one game he had under double digits tackles. And in that game, he still had a sack. So at 33% owned in most leagues, getting a player like that on your team for the final weeks of the fantasy football season could help you win a championship. Let's just do his numbers with even that game under double digit tackles included. We're looking at 80 total tackles. Again, average 10 a game. 7 stuffs, 4 sacks, 1 pass defended. That is amazing. That's the work that helps you win a championship. Those little weeks where you're always 7, 8, 9, 10, and then a couple extra things happen, a sack, and you get a 15, 16, that is the day. Those are what you need. And with the schedule coming up of the Giants, the Commanders, and the Panthers, if you play a week 18 football week, fantasy football week, like, you know how I feel about that. You should be doing it, but hey, people do it. It's all good, right? You got the Giants and the Commanders, both. The Giants are a wreck. The ball's going to be all over the place. But one thing you can count on is that they're going to run Tyrone Tracy, Singletary, and they're going to throw the ball out. Plus, it seems like these quarterbacks are just wacky, so they're getting whacked. And with Kaden Elliss right now, he's being highly aggressive at the line. So therefore, with all these stuffs and sacks happening, it's only showing you that he's going to be in the Giants backfield all game. He can easily, I predicted 8 tackles, 1 stuff for Kaden Elliss for this game. So definitely, if you can find that tackle prop, you're probably going to find an 8.5 prior to game. The game starts, and he gets a tackle, you might be looking at 9.5 to 10.5. That is not a bet that I recommend on taking. But if this action leads to, and the Giants quarterbacking play being poor is going to lead to another sack. That's what the big thing is with him. So he is poised to help your team get to the championship game. And that's what you want in this. That is the idea of getting a linebacker either on your team or putting one in, streaming him so that he can help you win a championship. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. May the points and tackles